So in honor of the Winter Olympics, and because I saw a great idea from a friend, Jess, today, I am doing a go for the gold look. And I'm starting out with Light Beam Liquid Eyeshadow. If you have not tried this, you've got to check it out. It is the perfect base. It's a great primer. It's fun to wear by itself, and it is just a really pretty top coat to put on the lids, and you just pat it all over to give you a nice base. Okay, then I'm going to use my little mini palette that holds some really fun golden colors, and I'm going to go in with Gold Status with my all over eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to pat this into my lid, especially on the outer half. And when you push it in, it really helps it to hold onto that light beam base, and it adds some extra golden tones and a little bit of extra shimmer. Okay, next I'm going to go in with hazelnut, and I'm using my crease brush to go into the crease. I like this color because it is a matte color. So when you have some sparkle colors, you want to kind of balance it with the matte. And I like to keep this in this crease on the outer side and just kind of pat that color in and then blend it out like a windshield wiper or just a patting motion. And I extend the arch a little bit, adding a lift, almost like an optical illusion, to lift the eye up instead of dragging it down. You want to lift it up. So the last color I'm using is something called Burnished Bronze. It's this darker color, and I'm going to use a more fine tip brush. This is called a smudge brush, and it's really good for applying a darker color just on the outside. And you can see that I'm doing almost like a triangle on the outside, and depending on your eye shape, you might lift that triangle up a little bit higher. You might go in further into the middle of your eyelid, but I like to keep mine on the outside, and I just pat it in with just a little light touch, depending on how dramatic you want it to be. If you wanted it to be more of a light daytime look, you would just use a little bit less. If you want it to be more of a dramatic nighttime look, you could add more. And then you just take a big fluffy blending brush like this one, and you blend it all in together. So after I have finished with my mascara on the top, I always go back under with this little trick. This is Mary Kay Under Eye Corrector, and you can use your finger or you can use a brush to blend it in, and it cleans up any of the extra little bit of shadow that may have come down. It kind of evens out everything on the edge, and I love how I can use my blending brush too to just get in there and blend under my eyes. And it really brightens and it cleans everything up too. So that's always how I finish. And then if I'm going to add any eyeshadow underneath, I will go in with a very fine tip brush, and I'll do a little bit of liner underneath to just do a little bit of liner on the bottom. Okay, I found my brush. I couldn't find it. So I'm going to dip this into the darkest color, and since it has such a fine tip, it makes a perfect eyeliner underneath. So if you want to do that, that would be one of your last steps, just to balance out the bottom and the top and give you a little bit of a liner on the bottom. But again, if you were doing a more light daytime look, you might not need to put anything underneath, but if you like it, try it with an eyeshadow and the eyeliner brush. Okay, one last little tip. If you have trouble with your eyeliner staying on, or you have watery eyes, or you just want a little more of a defined look, you can take a finishing spray. Mary Kay makes a really great finishing spray. Spray it on top of your liner brush. Then when you dip it in, it kind of makes the shadow a little bit wetter, and that will help it hold on better through the day and give you a little bit of a deeper, more dramatic liner look.